It's as if they're standing at the foot of a mountain, and they have this abstract concept called impact.
Hi guys, welcome back to See the Mountain Maths. In this video, we're just going to rearrange some equations. So first things first, we're going to recall that an operator acting on one side of an equation must always act on the other. And then we're going to apply factorization, something you've seen in a previous video, to a method to rearrange equations. All right then, so first of all, we're going to change the subject in this equation by subtraction. You've got y minus x plus 3. Subtracting the 3 and then adding the x gives you a value of y equals x minus 3. Y is now the subject of that equation. Right, okay, let's try one with a bit of division here. So here we're going to rearrange the equation to make a the subject. No problems. We have v minus u on one side equals a t. Dividing both sides by t removes the t from the right hand side of the equation and then places it on the left. It gives v minus u divided by t equals a. Okay, so you're going to apply both those principles now to this example. Remember, you're subtracting and dividing here. All right, hopefully then you found that pk plus q equals h when you're trying to make p the subject of the equation. First things first, you subtract the q. pk equals h minus q. And then we're just going to divide k, giving us a final answer of p equals h minus q divided by k. All right, cool. This one's a bit more complicated and more targeted towards higher candidates, but everyone's willing to give this a go. Let's have a look. So we've got m, open bracket, x squared plus n equals n, open bracket, t squared minus s. And I want to make n the subject here. Right, here's my first thing I've got to do. I've got to expand all of the brackets. If you can't remember how to do that, check our previous videos, we've got it. All right, so expanding the brackets gives us mx squared plus mn equals nt squared minus ns. Now I need to make sure all my n's are on the exact same side, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to minus mn, giving me mx squared equals nt squared minus ns minus mn. Now, here's what we're going to do next. A bit tricky, but stay with us. We're going to factorize the right-hand side. That simply means taking all the n's out of the right-hand side of the equation. Nx squared equals n, open bracket, t squared minus s minus m. And the way I like to think about that is that all those things inside the bracket originally had the n in front of them. By taking the n outside the bracket, then they no longer have the n next to them. All right. Now, one final job then. We need that n all by itself. We are going to get mx squared and we're going to divide it by everything in the bracket on the right. So we're going to get mx squared divided by t squared minus s minus m. And there is your final answer. That's n equals mx squared divided by t squared minus s minus m. That's pretty nasty. Let's see if you can do it on a more simple example. All right then, so we've got m open bracket x plus n equals n. First things first, expand all brackets. mx plus mn equals n. Now, let's get all of the n's on one side. mx equals n minus mn. So I've subtracted m and n from both sides. Right, there's that tricky step. Let's factorize. mx equals n, open bracket, 1 minus m, close that bracket. And then lastly, we're going to divide everything inside that bracket by, so lastly we're going to divide mx divided by 1 minus m to give us a final value of mx divided by 1 minus m equals n. All right, that's pretty tricky. Let's have a look at this exam style question here. So you're asked to rearrange this equation to make x the subject. Right, my tip for this is multiply everything first on both sides of the equations by the denominator and see where that takes you. Best of luck, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.
It's as if they're standing at the foot of a mountain, and they have this abstract concept called impact that they want to have in the world, which is the summit. What they don't see is the mountain.